Now, as we went to air last night, the news was breaking that Jessica Wilson was poised to challenge Brad Battin for the leadership of the Liberal Party in Victoria. And today she succeeded. Battin lost the spill 19 votes to 13 and then chose not to recontest the leadership, knowing he simply didn't have the numbers. And here she was making history as the first woman to lead the Victorian Liberal Party.
At the next election, 12 months from now, Victorians have a clear choice. A choice between a tired, out-of-touch Labor government or a new generation Liberal team. And as leader, I have a clear focus. I have clear priorities. 1, to get the budget back into control so we can invest in things that matter. 2, to end the crime crisis. 3, to make sure that Victorians can get access to the healthcare that they need and deserve. And 4, to give every Victorian the best opportunity to own their own home in this state. They are my priorities. They are my team's clear priorities.
That's a clear agenda. It's exactly the kind of message the Federal Liberal Party should be delivering. Strong positions on key policy areas backed by relentless campaigning. Yet it's precisely what the Federal Libs are failing to do. Well, now Jessica Wilson faces an immense challenge, clawing back 16 to 17 seats to win majority government. But it shouldn't be such an uphill battle. Victoria is presiding over the worst performing state government in Australia. Since the COVID pandemic, Victorian Labor has been exposed for its perpetual wrecking of the economy. Victoria's net debt is 21% of gross state product, almost double that of New South Wales, which is at 11.4%. The crime crisis also dominates national headlines as families are targeted in their own homes and criminals are routinely bailed and then allowed to reoffend. The Allan government's hostility towards business is also part of the state's decline. Its proposed laws forcing employers to allow 2 mandatory work-from-home days is the latest heavy-handed intervention. It imposes government in the business arena. It punishes productivity and stifles growth. And then there's the ideological, woke gender agenda that's even filtering into kindergarten. And of course, the cancelled Commonwealth Games fiasco, a debacle that cost taxpayers $589 million. It's a woeful record. But the problem is simply this. There hasn't been a credible alternative. There hasn't been a strong enough proposition to convince voters to support the Liberals. Now, John Pesutto was never going to win. Brad Battin was making headway, yet Jacinta Allan was still on track to win next year's election. And Jessica Wilson is now the party's final hope.
The Liberal Party room today said it was time for a new direction, and as I said, I'm humbled that they elected me leader. We are united and we are focused on one single thing, that in 12 months' time, Victorians have a choice. They have a choice of 16 years of a tired government, a government that has its priorities all wrong, and us, a new team that has hope in Victoria and wants to focus on the core issues that are actually going to deliver for Victorians.
Well, the Liberals have 12 months to unite behind her and to fight to seize government. That's if they can finally put their internal warfare aside. Former Treasurer Josh Frydenberg weighed in today, congratulating and endorsing Wilson. He said Jess is smart, sensible and determined and has what it takes to lead the state and create a better future for all Victorians. He says, I've seen firsthand her ability to get across complex policy and to communicate ideas effectively and with empathy. She has at all times reflected the very best values. Wilson worked as his former advisor. She's a lawyer and she's worked at the Business Council of Australia. And as Shadow Treasurer, she's already shown she can engage credibly with business, which the state desperately needs. Now, if she succeeds, and it is a big if, it would mirror Jacinta Ardern's shock victory in New Zealand, a young, energetic leader capturing a frustrated electorate. At just 35, Wilson brings generational appeal. And as a new mum with a 15-month-old son, she presents a relatable, modern image of political leadership. Yet the challenge is immense. As I said, she needs to win 17 seats to govern in a majority. Now, this has only been done once before, when Steve Bracks won 20 seats in 2002. And the Liberal Party also needs to win the trust of Australians and prove that it's still a party capable of unity, discipline, and serious policy. With 1 year until the election, Wilson and her team must now unleash a ruthless, disciplined, and unflinching campaign to defeat the truly dreadful Allan government.